everybody, it's me, Akasha Wolf, and in today's video I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different that I've been really excited about trying to do. And basically I'm going to be reacting to Anthony's from Smosh. Well, when he used to be with Smosh. He actually started doing like these episodes where he kind of spends a day with like psychics and other people, and I wanted to do a reaction to it because I did watch the video, and when I was listening to it, it like inspired me a lot, and I felt like there was a lot of things I did want to like share and say while I was watching the video to discuss with you guys, which I thought would be pretty fun. So let's see what happens. I'm like nervous and excited because I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I'm actually finally taking the chance to do it, and I'm hoping it's still going to come out decent. Now, before we get started, for anyone who might just be joining in, my magical name is Akasha Wolf, and I do practice witchcraft, and I do consider myself a psychic medium. And these abilities are something that run in my family, and it varies for all of us on how we use our abilities and also how we receive information. And in my family, we also practice witchcraft, and it's something that is kind of been passed down to the women in our family. It's not like magic is only for male or female. It's just something that mainly the females in my family practice or, you know, get included in. The men in our family usually fear it and totally want to reject their abilities that they've been born with and have like a natural little talent for. Everybody is capable of these abilities, but we'll get into that as we watch this video and go from there. So hopefully I can do this right. I'm using my phone to watch this, and I'm hoping the screen recording stuff works. I've never done a reaction video, I don't think, before, so let's see what happens.
This video is sponsored by Warner Brothers for their new movie Dr. Sleep in theaters this Thursday.
Psychics. People who use extrasensory perception to access information hidden from the normal senses, usually used to predict the future, speak to spirits, and communicate with lost loved ones. Psychics have existed since the dawn of humanity, often referred to as prophets or healers, with common examples being Christian biblical figures Samuel and Elijah, and the founder of Mormonism, Joseph Smith. My name's Anthony Padilla, and today I'm going to be sitting down with psychics to learn the truth behind this elusive way of life. Have psychics genuinely been gifted with the ability to defy the natural laws of space and time to see into the future? Or are they simply capitalizing on the naive's willingness to believe what they're told? Are psychics genuinely trying to connect people with lost loved ones as a means to heal and find closure? Or are they simply money-hungry con artists consuming people for everything they're worth during their emotionally vulnerable grieving process? Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
Hi, Megan.
Hi.
Colby.
Hi there.
Thank you so much for coming out and teaching me about the wondrous world of psychics.
Thanks for having me.
So what do you consider yourself, a psychic, a medium?
I'm both.
I'm a psychic medium, so I do both.
I'm an evidential psychic medium.
All right, so before we continue, I just wanted to let you guys know that I am not familiar with any of these psychics that he is sitting with. One of them I think I have seen around, Colby, I think her name is, and she's the bodybuilder or wrestler. You can tell she takes care of herself, and she's got a nice body. And I mean that with the utmost respect, but I just wanted to put it in there, like I don't recognize anybody in here, really. So I'm not familiar with their abilities or how they receive information.
Evidential
Yes.
psychic medium.
The evidential part is important. It means that I bring evidence forward that you can validate.
What does being a psychic entail?
I'll use like things like tarot cards, pendulums, things like that.
Because I feel, so I have clairsentience, I have claircognizance, which is just a knowing that just sort of comes. Clairvoyance, which is seeing.
You clearly hear things, you clearly see things, you
Correct.
clearly feel things.
Yes.
So the hearing, the seeing, the knowing, the feeling, it's that but heightened. So that's what creates that ability for that connection.
How long have you been a psychic?
My whole life, really.
Since I was a child.
My whole life.
Your whole life? You were just born with it?
Actually, I was a wrestler.
You were a wrestler?
And this is no joke, true story.
You were a
I'm
wrestler?
professional wrestler, like a WWF style wrestler.
Whoa, sick! When did you first realize that you were a psychic?
When I was in my 20s, I thought I was going crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because you were seeing images and
Yeah,
feelings of
and
spirits?
like feeling things, smelling things, hearing things.
You would
like-
smell things that you were not around.
Yeah, like someone baking something or like colognes.
Is being a psychic something that can be learned, or is it something that you're just born with?
So I think everybody has this connection. So everybody has intuitive abilities. Not everybody pays attention to it, and not everybody is as sensitive to it.
You're just the middleman.
Yes, right. As
Okay,
medium.
so something I wanted to touch on really quick that I like completely agree with, and how I kind of feel like with everybody that he has on here has a very good understanding of their abilities and how psychic abilities work. And something that was brought up like was smells, and also like when you actually know and realize when your abilities have started. Something else that they did say is everybody basically has this ability. It's just some of us are more in tune with it than others. And this is true. And it's something that you can develop and learn and build up and everything. And as for sense, when you smell things, even during like tarot readings, when I do readings, I will sometimes like almost get like tastes in my mouth of things and even smells. So I'll smell things. So something that we had noticed that we had happening in the house was there was someone who in a friend's family had passed. And when he had passed, sometime after that, we started smelling beer. Like someone who drinks beer so much that you can just smell it on them. And that was what was happening with this situation and this person. That's the type of person they were, and you could smell it around the house. Something else that we do get a lot, me and my family, is the smell of cologne or roses or anything like that. It's something that some spirits, if it's with spirit, will carry with them and kind of show that they're around. And then when it comes to readings, sometimes that's how you can receive information, because you can tell what might have been happening in that moment based on the smell. You can get all kinds of smells, sometimes not pleasant ones. But let's get back into the video. Hopefully I didn't ramble for too long.
Yeah.
I never put two and two together. Medium. You're in the middle. You're the middleman. Wow. How is your daily life as a psychic different than the average person?
Because I do take on a lot of energies and a lot of people's problems. I have clients come to me with problems all the time.
And you feel all that?
I feel all of
buildup?
that. Not only do I have my personal problems and my personal things going on in my life, I have everyone else's to deal with as well.
You're very, very sensitive. You may be sensitive to the energy of other people, right? Like if someone's really sad or upset, I may start to feel sad or upset and not knowing that that wasn't me, not realizing that's not me, that I'm picking up on someone else.
So you'll just have mood swings and you're not sure why or what's going on, where you got that?
As you develop and hone,
Yeah.
you start to recognize, wait a second, I'm picking up on someone else.
Do you proudly tell people that you're a psychic, or is that something that you keep more of a secret?
I really aim to just be authentically me, and
Yeah.
so that's a part of me, and I don't have a problem telling people that.
For me, it was a big battle kind of coming out of that closet. But once I did, I thought, well, I'm never hiding again.
Do you
All right, so before we continue, I know I keep on like stopping, but this is the point of the reaction video. So something that she had mentioned was the daily life of a psychic, basically, and how it might be different, or even a medium, is, you know, if you are an empath, you will take in other people's emotions. You will feel it, and it can bother you. if you don't know how to separate yourself from it. Something that I have also been taught by other people in the practice, because everyone has their own beliefs and how they handle their abilities and everything like that. And someone else had taught me, it's someone who's in Buddhism, she had told me that us feeling that, or feeling what someone else is feeling, is us kind of causing ourselves harm, because then we're taking on their emotions and it's going to be affecting our energy in our aura, and we need to be able to read that without feeling it. And I think that that's true to a point. And the thing is, though, is like, a lot of times when you're just going about your daily life, and sometimes when you zone out, you end up receiving that feeling from somebody else, like their emotions, their feelings, and everything. And during readings, it really helps you a lot when you're doing a reading to be able to receive more information, because you start to feel the emotions of the people that you are speaking about, and even how it's affecting the person in front of you that you're reading for, because then you know how far you can go with the amount of information you're receiving. And then you also know like when to pull back or when you might be upsetting somebody. So that can be a daily challenge, because sometimes things just hit you out of nowhere. I've had moments when I'm doing a reading on somebody and I just start kind of feeling like I'm going to cry, and I have before, because of a loss of somebody, and I was basically receiving information on what that person's going through from their loss and just other things that had to do with it. It's like I have so many reading stories I could tell you, but we're not going to get into that, so let's keep going.
I find that people are typically skeptical of your psychic abilities.
A skeptic is someone who just wants something proven to them, but they're open to listening and hearing, even if they're uncertain. A cynic is someone who refuses to even listen because they're already judging. They're already so set that you can't. So I never mind reading for a skeptic. I never mind it, you know.
Do you think you'd be able to recognize if someone else were faking, or?
If I was in the same room with someone giving someone else a reading and I was able to pick up on that same person, yeah, I would know if they were fake.
How can you tell when someone's faking?
If it's evidential, for me, that's what I'm looking for, evidential. So can they validate it? Or are they doing cold reading? Are they looking at a person?
Okay, so knowing when someone's faking, and also dealing with skeptics and stuff like that. So my boyfriend does not believe in my practice and stuff like that, but he does respect my practice, and he does respect what I do. And like, he even like motivates me to really make reading a business for myself, even though it's something I'm not super comfortable with. Like, he like encourages it in a positive way, and I feel super lucky to have someone like him. And I have dealt with skeptics before, and I've surprised a couple of people, which made me really happy. So recognizing if somebody else is faking. This is something that I don't really deal with too much, really. And it's because usually whenever there's readings, it'll be me doing the reading, or it'll be someone else who I already know and kind of respect as a psychic that I'll have family members go to sometimes, because sometimes when you read for a family, they want a second opinion, because they're wondering if you're sugarcoating things because you're family, you know what I mean? And for the most part, something that I've noticed is, I remember one time there was this reading that a psychic medium was doing. So she's a psychic and a medium, so she can receive information from spirits, and yeah, so it's a little bit more details and stuff. But anyways, my mother had asked a question, and I heard the answer. Like, I'm trying to think about when I received the information. So yeah, I did. I heard the answer, and as soon as I had heard it, it was almost like it filtered through me into her, because it kind of had that energy, and she said exactly what the answer was, and it was exactly what I had already received before like saying anything. So I already knew that like me and her were like this when it came to certain things. And I don't know, I think that when you it's hard because I remember watching Paranormal State, and they were dealing with a fake medium, I believe. And when I was listening to her, she was so convincing that I'm like, is she fake? Because she was so convincing. But the thing is like I'm watching this on TV and stuff, so I'm not getting to like feel what's going on. I'm not able to pick up on why she might be picking up on what she's picking on. But she was like positive, like she knows what she's talking about and everything, but all the information she provided did not match. So I think that whenever I deal with someone in person, I can get the feeling of when they're not telling the truth, which is the exact same thing this one psychic says in here. And again, with just her saying that and already having my experiences, I'm like already like, yes, legit psychics right here. I'm not doing this reaction video to like judge if they're real or not, but it's already like I'm just kind of pointing out to you where I'm seeing the connection with the psychic and stuff.
And just judging off of what they look like. You know, that's not what I do.
Do you consider that to be fake or a scam?
I don't like when people take advantage of people, especially when it comes to this sort of work, because there's people that are in bereavement, and you could do a lot of damage to somebody. And so it's really important to understand the ethics that comes with this work and the responsibility.
How has being a psychic shaped your perception of life and death?
I definitely know now, and just knowing that there is an afterlife. Like we're a soul in a human body. Like we're not a human body with a soul, we're a soul with a human body.
Sorry about that. And then the spirit world said, not today.
Does that normally happen?
Very rarely.
Yeah, they like to mess with videos and things like that.
Spirits! We're trying to get done.
You could tell he kind of got a little scared there. And this is super cool to see because this actually happens in real life. Like, it doesn't seem like real life when you're watching it on YouTube and watching like this video, but I've had to where so a lot of times when I hang out with my friends and stuff, they'll have me come over and then we'll do readings and whatever. But one of the biggest things was they loved listening to my ghost stories, like real life ghost stories, stuff that I've been through, things that I've seen and experienced. And we'll talk about it and I'll tell these stories, and it's almost like, well, it's probably literally that, but that they're listening. And it's not the exact spirits that I'm talking about, but it'll be like other spirits will listen, and then they'll start to mess with things. Like they'll start like turning off lights or knocking things down. And it's kind of like scary. Like even for me with dealing with this a lot in my life, I still get scared. Like because it's unexpected. Like even though I can kind of feel it, when they actually do something physical in this world, it's like, because then obviously they've got the energy to where they're going to like start possibly, not always, actually I haven't really had it happen, but there's always that fear in the back of your mind. If they throw something, then they're going to end up trying to like throw something at you. And I'm just like, no, So yeah, this can be scary, but it's also kind of exciting because it's like that validation that something is real and something is happening. And I know that this happens to me like all the time when I'm talking about spirits, like hardcore, because I even had one time when we were talking about it, I was talking about it with my mother, and then all of a sudden I heard like hardcore running coming towards me, and then I was like, ah! And I like wiggled and stuff, and it turns out it was just my little brother running up on me. But I was so used to spirits doing weird crap like that when we were talking about it, it's like I was just like, oh, they did it, they're coming for me. But it was actually my little brother. His timing was like ridiculous. It scared the crap out of me.
How do you know what you're predicting is true?
I don't.
You don't know what you're predicting is true
I
or
don't.
not?
All I can do is trust the information that comes forward
Yeah.
and to know it's not my mind because I've tried my best to move it out of the way.
Why do you think there's often such a controversial opinion about psychics and mediums in our society?
Maybe fear, right? There's a fear of how can someone know all of this, or how can it be true? And I think it's just a fear.
Jay Ronnie wants to know if you can see spirits clearly And if so, do they look like ghosts or normal people?
Sometimes I can only sense their energy. Like I'll sense
Yeah.
an energy around me. I'm actually sensing something over here.
No, you're not.
No, I am. So anyways,
Oh, yeah, anyways, that's fine. There's just a spirit in the room with us right now.
it's okay. They're always in the room with me.
Since we're talking about The Shining and Dr. Sleep today,
Okay, something that was asked was, do you see spirits like clearly with your eyeballs, basically? So, something that she was saying, like sometimes she feels energy and it's always different. This is so true. And I think it's also depending on like how much a spirit can manifest itself, because there's times when I'll like straight up see shadows. Like I'll see a shadow go by or something. And it's almost like a very strong like mass of something. It's thick. And it'll be a shadow. And I'll see that with my eyes. And then there's sometimes when it's like I'll see it with my eyes, but then sometimes it's almost like it's a dream. Like your eyes are open, but you're kind of seeing it. But it's almost like it isn't really there. It's hard to explain. If you experience it, you'll understand. And then like those ones sometimes, like I remember, this one time I was having like, I don't know what was happening with my ability, but it was almost like something went off and it just started getting like enhanced, and I don't know why, but like before going to bed, it was just like there was something everywhere in every corner doing something, and it scared me. And like sometimes it was a shadow, and then next thing you know, I'm seeing like a full on person whose face was burned, and you could tell, like, I don't know, like they were walking back and forth in the kitchen, and they were like, I didn't know what their emotion was exactly. It was almost like they were in a limbo, and they were walking back and forth in the kitchen, and I saw that they were like burned like a lot, but I could still see some of the clothing from like right here, but the face was so burned. And then like it's like they knew all of a sudden that I was looking at them, and they turned their head and they looked directly at me, and it was so scary. But I felt so bad because of what they had went through before they had passed, and they started kind of like twitching a little bit. And that's like something you only see usually in horror movies, but it's something that does happen in like real life as a psychic medium, like things that you see. And that one was like probably the most messed up things I've seen, actually like seen. But you get sometimes just the feeling of where you can tell like what their gender is, or like how high or how tall they are, I mean. But yeah, it's different for everybody, and it's also depending on the spirit themselves.
Okay.
I want to know, what do you think the shine is, and how does that pertain to you as a psychic?
I think the things that they're talking about as far as like premonitions, astral travel, telepathy, things like
Yeah.
that are totally real.
Maybe that shine too is someone who has the ability to tap into a power that is beyond our physical realm. And I believe that really is the shine.
In the film Dr. Sleep, Danny uses his gift of the shine to give comfort to dying people. Have you ever experienced anything like that in your time as a psychic?
Yes, because I do trance healing also. It's a form of energy healing where I basically try to move out of the way and let the spirit world, or like specifically a healing guide or a doctor guide, work through me, to use their energy to work through my body to provide that energy healing.
Diego Antonio Pena Leon wants to know,
So I didn't watch the Doctor Sleep, and I haven't read the book or anything. I kind of feel like she kind of went off the question, but that's also probably because I haven't actually watched or read the book. And I don't know if he was asking like if you can basically sense death, like know when someone's going to pass. And the thing is with that is it's not a common thing people with abilities can tell You know, it's like every psychic kind of has their thing. Like some is more spirit, some love readings are just stronger than others. Some are really good when they can tell like financial stuff is coming. And then when it comes to like me, for example, I've got a couple of things that I feel that I'm really good at. And when it comes to death, I wonder if this is going to get demonetized. Anyways, I've experienced a couple of events when it came to that, and I'll probably talk about that in more detail with you guys in another video. But it's interesting when you can pick up on that. It's pretty, I don't know. We'll talk about it more later.
If you've ever used your psychic abilities for something like winning the lottery.
No, I wish. I totally wish I would be like, when it was like up to $1 billion, I would be a billionaire right now.
Why do you think psychics are typically more associated with women?
Women naturally, just based on history, tend to be more sensitive, right? More emotional. Now, some of that is society because we're allowed to be.
Right.
Men have been trained to not show emotion, to not cry, so men have literally had to shut down that empathetic nature in them, which would allow them to tune in more.
Growing up, that would happen with me. People would see me being emotional. They would say, stop.
Yep.
You know, someone at school would be like, oh, what's wrong, huh? You a girl? And it was, as a kid, you kind of are trained to feel like, as a male, I cannot feel emotions.
You suppress it, so you're suppressing that gift.
What do you think the biggest misconception surrounding psychics is?
A lot of people think a psychic is really woo-woo and and you know, that kind of airy.
Yeah.
And that's not true. I mean, I have a lot of hobbies. I have a great, amazing life. I have great friends.
So you're not woo-woo.
I'm not that kind of woo-woo. I'm not an airy fairy woo-woo.
Woo-woo, not ooh-woo or oh-woo.
Yeah.
Demonstration time! The moment you've all been waiting for.
All right, so before they get into the demonstration, them talking about psychics being woo-woo and like, and stuff, that is like a stereotype thing, but I can't lie and say it isn't a thing. And there are psychics out there who are very legit, good at what they do, and they have that thing about them. And I've come to find out that there's a lot of people out there who do want to get in touch with psychics and stuff, but they don't want to deal with somebody like that. They want to feel like that they're communicating with someone, you know, in their mind normal, you know what I mean? Or like relatable and not, they kind of feel like that little extra eccentricness is kind of too much, you know? But it's already like hard for some people to decide to even see a psychic in the first place. So having that little extraness makes it difficult to decide you want to just go in and try it out. Not only that though, like, I think there are people who would prefer somebody who they feel is very like, and stuff. Like they probably feel like that they're more in touch. So I don't know. There's two sides to that. But I'm the type of person, like, I don't want people to think that of me, thinking like, this and that and psychic this and just like, woo.
We're gonna get is it a psychic reading? What are you gonna
Exciting.
do?
Yeah, how about a psychic reading?
Let's do that.
Now, I do feel like there's romance around you. So I feel like you've either been seeing someone or there's a connection to being open to bringing in a partner in your life. Does that make sense?
Yes, that
now,
makes sense.
Now, is this someone you have been seeing this person? I feel like you're already seeing them. Is that right?
That sounds right.
Okay, good. And I keep seeing that they're close proximity to you. So I feel like either they don't live too far or you're spending time a few days a week in the same place.
That sounds right.
Okay, good. You know, sometimes, you know, you have those toxic relationships where that's where the passion is.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot of passion, but it's peaceful also.
Yes.
Yeah,
110%.
easy. You know, the weird thing is, I think when you even got in it, it was kind of so easy that made you worried.
Yeah. Wait, you saying into the relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was worrisome. It was way too simple.
Yeah, but it's working and it's going to continue to work.
Forever.
really feels really good. I gotta tell you. You're not married yet, though, right?
No.
I didn't think so, but I do. I mean, can I say?
Yeah.
I do see a marriage.
You see a marriage.
I do. Yes. So let me tell you what I saw, and then we'll tune into it.
Sure.
I literally saw in nature on top of a mountain. Or did you recently do this with this person, or in the last few months that you went on a trip that was more in nature and you were kind of hiking a bit with this person? Is that right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, 100% correct.
Okay, good. You know, just know that you can travel with this person. Know that you can be with them. Know that, and the traveling with them is easy. Oh, I got goosebumps. Oh, that's good. You know, that's the big key with a partner. And you even like the same music. That's a rarity.
What the?
That is a rarity. You never see that. I just heard that because I heard the tunes in the car. So that is a rarity. So anyhow, does this help? Good?
Yeah, Jesus. Those are, yeah. No one knows 90% of the details that you said.
I know.
Now everyone knows.
Sorry. Cat's out of the bag.
Wow, I wish I was faking some of this. Woo! I actually have a parting gift for you. Best interviewer.
Okay, so the video is basically done at this point. It's mainly like promo stuff. And I'm kind of disappointed that more of the psychics didn't, I'm upset more of the psychics didn't read him. Because it's kind of like demonstration. I wanted to see you all like demonstrate, but you know, it's whatever. It is what it is. But I think it's super cool that the one that actually provided most of the demonstration was the one I kind of vibed with the most. I feel like I connected with her more than the other two that was in the actual video. But I super love and appreciate this video, and I think coming from someone like him, it helps, you know, show it more to the world, because I've always been a super fan of Smosh, and that was like one of the first channels I watched along with like Shane Dawson and stuff, and it really inspired me to do what I do now. I need to be more consistent, that's for sure. But, you know, I'm trying. But anyways, you guys, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. I thought it was super fun and exciting to do. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I just didn't know how to go about it. And I'm sure there's going to be a learning curve to this, and my editing is going to take me a while because I still don't know how I'm going to do this. And if you guys want to see me react to more videos, please let me know down in the comments below. Just make sure it's like witchy related in a sense, or even like ghosty. Because on this channel is going to stay just those kinds of reactions. I've even thought about maybe watching like the first episode of like the reboot of Charmed and that Sabrina show, the Grim Adventures of Sabrina. I don't know what that show is. I still haven't watched any of those. And then there's some from, I think maybe even the Try Guys that I wanted to maybe test out. But we'll see how this one goes. And yeah. Another thing too, I'm going to be streaming soon, eventually. Just finished my computer build, and that was kind of the main thing on the reason why I haven't been around, because I kind of had to focus on work more in order to afford the things that I needed for this computer build to make life easier when it comes to editing, which is completely necessary because of how much time it takes to do these videos. It's like, it's a job, you guys. But I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment down below what you'd like to see and your opinions and stuff too on the video, and like what you got to experience with these psychics that he interviewed, which was, I think, was really awesome. But yeah, guys, I'll talk to you guys all later. Goodbye and blessed be.